Alright, you guys, so let's go ahead and get started on this example here. And this example will be taking just a few more steps than the previous ones. So starting off, we do want to go ahead and factor both numerator and denominator here. So let's go ahead and get started. Now we have the expression 4y squared plus 16y minus 468. Now this here, when we're factoring, it is going to give us a big number. So I do want to go ahead and factor out any common factors first. So in this case, it would be the 4 that we have as the leading coefficient. And if we factor out a 4, we're left with y squared plus a 4y minus 117. And all of this is over, and we have 567 minus 7y squared. Now, if you guys do notice, we have our y squared in the back, and I want to go ahead and bring it to the front. So I'm going to go ahead and factor out a negative 7 instead of a positive. So I have negative 7 in front, and we have a positive y squared minus 81. So then in this case, this is only one way to express the simplified version, but we still need to go on a bit further. Still more steps here. So now, once again, if you guys take a look at the degrees of both of these are quadratics. And when we're factoring quadratics, there's two different methods we could use. We could use the diamond method or grouping. In this case, I will be using the diamond method. So then I have basically A times C. And then we have B on the bottom. So then A in this case would be a 1, C would be negative 117. So then if we multiply those, we get negative 117. And our B value in this case is 4. So we're basically finding two factors that multiply to negative 117, but also add up to a 4. In this case, those would be a 9. If I play around with the 9, and you guys can see it here in the calculator. If we do 117 divided by 9, that's going to give us 13. So then the other factor would be 13. Now, this number here is a negative number, which means that one of the factors has to be negative. Now, the negative depends on the sign that our middle number has. So in this case, our middle term is 4. It's positive. So that means that our highest factor is going to be positive as well. So then in this case, the way we could express these factors here would be, and I'll go ahead and rewrite them with the entire expression here, y minus a 9 and y plus a 13. And now moving on to the denominator here, we have a negative 7. Now y squared minus 81 is difference of squares, which says that we should have factors of y minus 9 and y plus a 9. So from here, you guys can identify which ones are going to be our common factors. So our common factors in this case, common factor would be x or y minus 9, sorry, which means that these would be canceling. Let's go ahead and cancel them again. There you go. And so we're left with 4y plus 13 over negative 7 y plus 9. So we are almost done here. We still need to include our restrictions. So our second step here is to see if we have any restrictions that will make the expression undefined. And in order for us to do this, we need to make our denominator equal to 0. Now, the denominator does have 3 different ways to express it. I'm going to go ahead and use this last one here. So I'll go ahead and write it. We have negative 7 y minus 9 and y plus a 9 equal to 0. Now we're going to make each of the expressions here equal to 0. So negative 7 equals 0, y minus 9 equals 0, and y plus 9 equals 0. Now if you guys take a look at this one here, we have negative 7 equals 0. This statement here is false. So whenever you have a number in front of any factored terms and you're trying to solve for any variables, this is actually going to be useless, because I mean negative 7 does not equal 0. So then in this case, we're just focusing on these two, and we have y equals 9 and y equals negative 9. So when y is either equal to a 9 or a negative 9, then the rational expression would be undefined. So then our conditions here is that our final answer would be 4 times y plus 13 over negative 7 times y plus 9, where our y cannot equal a 9 or a negative 9. And this here would be our final